Let me start with a harsh truth most men don't want to hear. Being a nice guy is the fastest way to be ignored, friend-zoned, or discarded by women. The world has fed you the comforting lie that kindness, endless patience, and self-sacrifice are the keys to attraction. But that is not how biology works. The female nervous system doesn't respond to niceness. It responds to strength, confidence, and the primal signals of dominance. And if you ignore this reality, you will spend your life watching women chase men who treat them with mystery, tension, and unapologetic confidence, while you stand on the sidelines politely waiting for your turn that will never come. Problem: what men miss, words versus signals. Here's where most men fail. You listen to a woman's words, but you ignore her signals. A woman will say she wants a nice guy. She will say she values sensitivity, caring, and thoughtfulness. But watch her actual behavior. Does her body light up when the sensitive guy texts her, "Good morning, beautiful," for the 10th day in a row? Or does her body crave the man who gives her space, tension, and unpredictability? This is the gap between words and reality. Women don't fall for what they say they want. They fall for what makes their biology react. And her biology is ancient, shaped over millions of years. When a woman evaluates a man, her subconscious asks questions she doesn't even realize. Does this man have the strength to protect me? Does his presence fire my nervous system with excitement? Does he show the confidence of a man who doesn't beg for validation? The nice guy fails because he communicates weakness at every level. He chases. He overcompliments. He waits for permission. He texts novels instead of leaving space. And what message does this send to her nervous system? That he is not a leader, not in control, and not a man she can feel safe and excited surrendering to. Women are wired for survival, not fairness. Her hormones don't reward the man who follows the rules. They reward the man who triggers her biology. Pattern recognition. Signals come in clusters. Now let's decode her attraction patterns. A woman's feelings don't activate from a single gesture or a single compliment. They respond to clusters of signals. Think of it like unlocking a vault. One signal won't open the door. You need the full combination. Here are the hidden clusters that ignite female attraction. Scarcity plus presence. When you are not always available, your time becomes valuable. The nervous system reacts to scarcity with obsession. Confidence plus nonchalance. When you don't overreact to her moods, when you remain steady, her subconscious marks you as strong. Mystery plus challenge. When she cannot fully predict you, dopamine spikes in her brain, pulling her toward you the way a gambler pulls a slot machine. Dominance plus warmth. Strength without cruelty. Authority with controlled calmness. This duality triggers the deepest evolutionary wiring. She feels safe but not bored. Notice something critical here. Nice guys sabotage every one of these clusters. They give constant availability. They communicate insecurity through over-complimenting. They remove mystery by spilling their emotions too quickly, and they never generate challenge because they're terrified of losing her. This is why women can say, "He's such a great guy, he'd make a perfect boyfriend." And yet they chase the mysterious, confident man instead. The first man matches logic, the second man matches biology, and biology always wins, the biological reality. Let's go deeper into the science. Attraction is not a moral choice. It's not about who's the better person. It's driven by unconscious triggers controlled by her hormones and nervous system. When a man shows dominance and confidence, her brain releases dopamine and adrenaline. These create excitement, craving, obsession. When a man is predictable, clingy, and overly kind, her oxytocin briefly spikes, but then it flattens, creating boredom and repulsion. Evolutionary psychology tells us women are wired to reproduce with men who project strength, security, and an ability to lead. Survival shaped this. Her ancestors survived because they chose men who could protect, not men who just promised kindness. This is why the harsh truth is unavoidable. Women's bodies punish the nice guy. Her biology withholds attraction no matter how much you care or how many sweet messages you send. Attraction is not democratic. It is ruthless. The real advantage. So where does this leave you? You have two choices. You can either keep living in the illusion that someday a girl will see how nice you really are, Or you can accept this biological truth and use it as an advantage. Once you understand the signals, you stop playing the weak man's game. You recognize that attraction isn't about more gifts, more compliments, more self-sacrifice. It's about showing her that you are rare, masculine, mysterious, and in control of your life. This is the secret most men never learn, because society tells them to be harmless. But harmless is not the same as good. Harmless is weak. Women crave a good man who's strong, not a nice man who's weak. And if you're tired of wasting years being the overlooked nice guy, this is where you start your transformation. If you're serious about mastering female psychology instead of being controlled by it, you need to keep learning these forbidden dynamics with me. Subscribe. Because every video reveals another layer of the hidden code of attraction. Knowledge most men will never understand. Reinforcement. Ultimatum. But let me be blunt. If you ignore this knowledge, your dating life will remain a cycle of frustration. You'll keep attracting roles of brother, therapist, or backup plan, but never lover. You can stay blind, feeding women the behaviors they say they want while watching them give their passion to men who actually spark their biology. Or you can study these signals, claim your advantage, and finally become the man she feels, craves, and cannot resist. The choice is yours. Master the dark secrets of attraction or keep being invisible.